moment a helicopter landed on the roof, the scream that plays tricks with reality in a mental hospital, and the deadly knives dancing on the neon streets of Paris. Hello guys, I'm Burak. Today I'm taking you through 10 of Netflix's toughest, most gripping, newest action series that will take your breath away. Some are based on real events, others are so crazy that they will push your mind to its limits. Believe me, there's a show on this list that will make you say, how did I miss this until now? So, what is the secret of the mysterious cage in third place? Or in sixth place, which country's biggest robbery has been brought to the screen? And most importantly, which show is the #1 game changer in the lineup? The show with the shocking final twist is waiting for you. The dystopian darkness of this series paints a portrait of a near-future world where chaos is normalized. In a scenario where the authority of the state has collapsed and the streets are filled with paramilitary groups and starving people, we watch an ordinary firefighter clash with the system. Take the familiar brutality of the Purge universe, add a Children of Men. Style hopeless atmosphere and public disorder is just that. The script handles the characters back and forth between good and evil with such subtlety that as an audience you don't know whose side to take. Especially the single-shot sequence of a street battle in Episode 5 proves the cinematographic ambition of the series. Its political message is delivered through metaphors without smirking. When you sacrifice freedom for security, you lose both. The tragic clash between immigrants and indigenous tribes, driven by ambition to conquer the wild lands of the West. This series shatters the mythos of the American Western. Although it has echoes of Yellowstone and The English, it is differentiated by its story, which is based on real historical events. The Native American characters are not just victims. They too are filled with revenge, greed, and lust for power. The main character, Sam, is a deadly gunslinger who confronts the trauma of massacres in his past, leading the viewer to ask, who does this land really belong to? The nature shots are a character in themselves. The flapping of ravens' wings, the howling of storms, and the silence of the desert. The series reminds us of the futility of man's desire to dominate nature. How dangerous the world we watched on dusty 1990s television actually was. In this interim period, when the Cold War was over but the digital age had not yet been born, we follow a CIA agent's efforts to stop an evil organization that wants to take advantage of the chaos caused by the collapse of the Soviet Union. The series presents an intricate web of espionage with the complexity of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, while not forgetting the nostalgia of the 90s with its grunge rock and analog technology. The most striking aspect is the message, history repeats itself. Media manipulation, political polarization, and youth rage. All of them hold a mirror to the present. Bonus, in the credits of each episode, a different Pearl Jam song enchants the audience. In the foggy streets of London, two female MI6 agents dance a deadly dance. One is rule-bound, the other uninhibited. Their chemistry is reminiscent of the dynamics of Killing Eve. But the enemy here is not external but internal. A high-ranking traitor is about to drag Britain into an international scandal. While the script has the depth of the espionage classic Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the personal dramas of the characters, especially the story of a missing sister, add an emotional layer. The action scenes are fast-paced but not cluttered. One subway chase in particular is reminiscent of the Bourne movies. The costumes are a fashion feast. The female characters are iconic in their suits and red lipstick. Set in a mental institution, this psychological thriller leaves the viewer with the question, what is the truth? The protagonist, Dr. Elena, confronts the institution's dark secrets when she discovers that one of her patients is actually innocent. But as events unfold, the line between the hospital and Elena's memories of traumas from her own past becomes blurred. A thriller in the vein of Shutter Island and Unsane. While the series questions the ethical issues of mental health institutions, it focuses on the story of a different patient in each episode, giving it the air of an anthology and managing to keep you watching without getting bored. Most impressive scene? Elena being locked in the same cell with a patient, and the dialogue that lasts for 20 minutes in a single room. Oscar nominations for the acting. Based on a real robbery that took place in Sweden in 2009, the series depicts a planned heist in the style of Money Heist, but darker and more realistic. As the robbers land by helicopter on the roof of a cash warehouse, the tension escalates as they play mind games with the police team. The difference here, however, is the characters' deeply fleshed out backstories. The lead character's sister has cancer, and his need for money makes the viewer sympathize with the criminals. The cold Nordic noir-style color palette and minimal dialogue emphasize the cold-bloodedness of the events. Interesting detail. Daniel, the perpetrator of the real robbery, was a consultant for the series. Set in a single location, this ticking time bomb of a series has mastered character psychology. At first glance, the fact that it takes place in a bank might seem like a bit of a budget cut, but the truth is that it's not. The robbers, the police, the hostages, they all have interconnected pasts. For example, one of the hostages turns out to be friends with the leader of the robbery from high school. Although it recalls classics like Dog Day Afternoon and Inside Man, it has a modern touch. Social media live streams and instant reactions. The most moving moment is when a hostage makes a goodbye video to his child on his phone. The dialogue is sharp and full of surprises. The line, "This money is not yours, it's all of ours," sums up the whole story. 8 strangers wake up to find themselves in a gigantic metal cage. Each of them is wearing a bracelet that reads, "If you don't follow the rules, you die." This sci-fi thriller is like a philosophical version of Saw and Cube. But it's not only the violence, but also the shared secrets of the character's past that drive the story forward. For example, a tattoo on one character's wrist is linked to the architect of the cage. The addition of a new rule in each episode, such as whoever speaks will be electrocuted, forces the audience to solve the rules. The most surprising twist? The moment when the cage is not actually a social experiment, but part of a much more personal revenge. Set in the American Wild West, this modern Western tells the story of a family's battle for land. The father, a dying war veteran, resorts to illegal means to protect the ranch, while his idealistic daughter clashes with him. Like Yellowstone, there are family power struggles, but more poetic and slow-paced. Nature is almost an enemy. Drought, fires, wolf packs. Visually, it is clearly inspired by the movie The Assassination of Jesse James. There are some spoilers from here on. So, which is the most memorable scene? I think the last confrontation between father and daughter during the fire surrounding their farm was the most impressive scene. The music is completely instrumental, even the wind and the sound of the horses turn into a sad melody. In the neon-lit backstreets of Paris, a female gang's bloody revenge story, although there are action sequences such as John Wick-style knife fights and motorcycle chases, the real power comes from the emotional depth of the characters. Leia, the main character, is on the hunt for those who killed her mafia father. But as she confronts her enemies, she discovers her father's dark secrets. The poetry of violence characteristic of French cinema peaks here. A knife fight turns into a ballet accompanied by opera music. The boldest aspect of the series is its emphasis on female solidarity. It may sound like a cliche, but the strength of women who stick together in a male-dominated world. Let's also say that we live in a world built by men, and I am glad that both women and men exist. A ninja clan hiding out in modern Tokyo. By day, the family members live like ordinary people. By night, they battle centuries-old enemies. But this battle is not just physical. Technology, surveillance, and the younger generation's rebellion against clan traditions. It strikes a balance between Naruto and Kill Bill. In the fight scenes, traditional weapons like shuriken and katana are combined with drones. The most impressive character is Hana, the young daughter of the clan. She is studying at the university, but at night she wears her ninja outfit. The conflict between Han and Tatema in Japanese culture is felt in every scene. The twist at the end is shocking. The enemy is actually within us. Yes, today we embarked on an action journey that knows no boundaries. So which one do you think was number one? I'm waiting for your guesses in the comments. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. One last note. The real-life hero of that claustrophobic bank raid in 7th place might be watching the video right now. Until next time, take care.